Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the Wrestling Artistry podcast. I am your host, Andre Smith, and today is Tuesday, September the 28th, 2021, and today I'm going to do a review highlighting the AEW Rampage Grand Slam event Part 2, emanating from the Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York City. First match of the night, Powerhouse Hobbs versus CM Punk. This was Punk's first televised match in 7 years. And unlike the pay-per-view when he wrestled Darby Allin, he's actually went back to his old school look of wearing wrestling trunks. Anyway, Punk started off great, working on the legs of Hobbs. Punk gives Taz's son Hook the number one sign, so to speak, the one-finger salute. And he hooked his own mouth, being sarcastic toward him. But then, after that, Hobbs comes back with a cross-body block to Punk. Then Hobbs takes advantage of the match, continues to dominate for a while. But then Punk mounts a comeback, dropping the Macho Man elbow to Hobbs for a near fall. Hobbs blocks a go-to-sleep attempt with a spine buster of his own for a 2 count. Punk delivers a top rope hurricanrana, which resulted in an ugly landing for both men. I was actually kind of concerned there, but didn't look like anybody was injured. Then Hook tried to distract Punk again, but as Hobbs charged towards Punk moved out the way, resulting in Hobbs hitting Hook. Afterwards, Punk hits the GTS for the win. There's apparently some beef between Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rose, and Jade Cargill. They were all jaw-jacking back and forth. We have trios tag action, with a 6-man tag match between the Super Clique of Adam Cole and the Young Bucks versus Christian Cage and Jurassic Express. Cole and Cage start out, but before they lock up, Cole tags in Matt Jackson. Jungle Boy executes a double arm drag on the Young Bucks. There's one spot in which Cole has Jungle Boy in a camel clutch, and the Bucks act like they were going to do something to Jungle Boy, but instead they both kneel down and kiss Cole on the cheek. We want to talk about egomaniacs. Anyway, then they proceeded to deliver a double drop kick onto Jungle Boy's face. Jungle Boy tags in Luchasaurus, who proceeds to clean house. At one point in the match, Luchasaurus had both Young Bucks by the throat. Then he took one of the Young Bucks, choke-slammed it onto the other Young Bucks down onto the mat, which was crazy. Then at this point, I admit, I was trying to take notes, but the action was going just too crazy. I was like too much into it. Anyway, the Super Clique gets the win after Luchasaurus gets triple teamed with a double knee strike by the Bucks and Cole's flying knee to the back of the head. He now calls his finisher, it was the last shot in NXT, but now it's called the Boom. Next up, we have Men of the Year, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, with Dan Lambert from American Top Team versus Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. Jericho dominated Sky, then later Hager puts work on Page. Page comes back with a kick to Jericho's head. Sky rolls up Hager for the pin after Lambert trips up Hager. Afterwards, Hager and Jericho dispatches the Men of the Year before they get their hands on Lambert. Then Lambert's crew, MMA crew, surrounds the ring, and then they proceed to beat down Jericho and Hager. Now we have an 8-man tag team match between Private Party, the Butcher, and the Blade, consisting of members of the Hardy family office, versus Santana Ortiz and the Lucha Bros. All 8 men start out just going to it. At one point, Hardy was going to cut Ortiz's hair, but Orange Cassidy came out, and then he proceeded to Superman punch Jack Evans, who tried to run interference. Another crazy tag team match in which the action was just going all over the place. It was exciting, though. It was just hard to keep up with. But then Santana Ortiz get the win with his street sweeper finisher. Tony Schiavone is in the back for Matt Hardy, who, big surprise, is pissed off again. Seems to be on a loser streak here lately. He challenges Cassidy to a hair versus hair match, but Hardy isn't wrestling. He puts Jack Evans in his place instead. Sammy Guevara and Fuego del Sol are walking toward the ring. Guevara has his little signs and everything, but as soon as he gets a couple of them out, TNT champion Miro comes out and destroys the both of them. He hip tossed Del Sol off the stage onto a table, then applies this game over finisher to Sammy. Andrade El Idolo challenges Pac to another match. We have more women's action as Anna Jay versus Penelope Ford. Jay had a Queen Slayer sleeper on Ford early in the match until the bunny distracted Jay. And the match was going back and forth until the bunny distracted the ref and gave Ford the brass knuckles to beat Jay. Now we had the main event of the evening. Suzuki Goon, consisting of Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer, versus Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston in a lights out unsanctioned match. And, well, due to technical difficulties, I was unable to see the match, but I do have some of the highlights in front of me, courtesy of BleacherReport.com. Thank you, Bleacher Report. It started off with Suzuki and Archer bringing out kendo sticks, and they decided to wipe out some of the ring crew before Moxley and Kingston even came out there. And they were walking through the crowd, and they haven't even hit the ring yet, and they started going at it. And at one point, Eddie Kingston was chopping Suzuki, and Suzuki laughed at him. This is not a sick cat, then, well, but you gotta love him. At one point, Kingston had a table set up in the ring, and Suzuki kicked him right through the table. And Lance Archer had Mox over the top rope with a leather belt, hung him over it. I'm sure that was pretty brutal. And at one point, Suzuki was whipping Moxley with I'm guessing it's apparently the belt. And as the match goes on, Suzuki Goon had the advantage over Kingston. They were about to finish him off, but all of a sudden, Homicide's music hit. Kingston's old partner from the NWA days, and he snuck into the ring from the crowd. He hit Archer with a chair, and then he freed up Moxley, and then Moxley applied the paradigm shift to both opponents of Suzuki Goon. Kingston hit Archer with a kendo stick where the Archer is being stuck in a trash can. Then he covered Archer for the victory, and Suzuki and Mox have fighting at ringside. I wish I had seen this match. It sounded like it was just a wild ass brawl, and it sounded pretty awesome. That will be it for now. Depending on how things go, I want to try to start covering Dynamite as well. You know, it just depends on how my schedule goes and everything, because I figure, you know, since I'm covering AEW anyway, I figure it would tie in nicely to everything. So, play it by ear. I'll wait and see. Anyway, that's it for my review of AEW Rampage Grand Slam Part 2. And I will be back again next week for another review of Rampage. And until then, folks, so long for now.